Valerica skips leg day.
Valerica may not have been able to think of anything good.
Oh, somebody would. I know some people that considered that definitely guilty pleasure.
Yeah, well, she's in the guard and she should have a higher strength score, realistically.
All right, so yeah. I guess we'll start there with Valerica, skipping leg day. Why is that a guilty pleasure?
She doesn't mind, like, she's a younger kid. She trains with most of the rest of the guard as best she can, but usually she is just too screwed by the time she gets to leg day to actually bother doing it, and is lagging behind in that regard.
Doesn't like to go out running with the troops.
She'll go out running with the troops, but when it comes to like doing leg exercises, nah, she's toast.
Oh yeah.
She considers it to be laziness. It's probably just like natural body recovery, being overtaxed.
Lisa, what about Roham? What's Roham's guilty pleasure?
They cannot resist any kind of homemade treat. If there's a potluck or any way, shape, or form, and in fact, some of their thieving skills were developed when they could not resist somebody's home baked good they could see and just kind of sneak in and snag a few.
Nice. Trevor. I can't hear you, Trevor. I think you're muted. Nope. Nope.
We have lost him. Or did we lose him?
Probably refreshed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, see if rebooting helps.
Yep.
Well, we can
That
hear
worked.
Okay. So yeah, Hold will just take almost any bet that's given, as if it's within reason. So it kind of means that he has like no pocket change ever. He's usually broke or spending it. Also, it's kind of how he got in this situation. Some older kids dared him to go sneak into a carnival.
This is true.
Nice. Tom, what about Brim?
Well, so when Brim was a fledgling wizard, he loved to, occasionally smoke his pipe and really appreciated a nice long, session. But then when he was forced into the monastery to become a cleric, he's kind of been banned from doing that. But every once in a while, he'll sneak away and have a couple of puffs. But that's kind of been his thing. Now that he's here at the carnival, it's a little bit easier for him to partake, and that's actually kind of made him a little happier. So that's his guilty pleasure.
Nice. All right. So, Lisa, do you feel like doing a recap from last week?
Okay, let me. I got it pulled up on my tablet. So oops, come on.
Be right back.
Okay, let me get it going. Come on, guy. Okay, that was the 23rd. Sorry, one. Okay, so the question of the week. I'm going to do the answers, but when you're walking around the carnival, read the scroll, give you a dandelion to blow. What did you wish for? So As a recap, we have already spoken to Star's parent. Let's go speak to the mermaid. And note that we have also heard the halfling male from the House of Illusions has gone missing. On the way to the Silversong Lake, we see a man swatting at pixies in the air. Then his head explodes into glitter and turns into a donkey head. They chase off. Into the fair. So don't piss off the fae. At the Silversong Lake, a mermaid is lounging in a central fishbowl with a pearly ball. She sings softly and controls the water to make fountains and other such decorative water features. Her name is Plasha, and she says she knows a few things. So far, nothing that has been lost has ever been seen again. And their carnival patron is Zelbina, who is a fae from the domain of Prismere, and also controls Prismere. She also knows that she uses it's written down kettle steam, but what you hear is the sound of a kettle whistling. Is the one that stole Candlefoot's voice. Just when Candlefoot was proposing to Palshana, which was very inconvenient. And they were very Palasha. Thank you. I cannot read the font's a little too small. They were both very embarrassed by that. Nothing happened after, and they haven't talked since. Here it is. Palasha is getting harassed by people in the different areas while you're there, but it seems to be one nondescript individual with feathers sticking out from under their clothes. We go after that Kenku. Valerica casts sleep and succeeds. We start hauling them around. We start hauling them over to the big top. But then she wakes up and struggles and asks us to let her go. She agrees to work with us and gives back Candlefoot's voice. As the Kenku wakes, she talks in Candlefoot's voice. She is stirring up trouble because there is trouble in Prismere and no one is talking about it. Then repeats some bit of conversation from Light and Witch. This is what I caught of it. Light says, they will catch on to us. Witch says, we agreed and we made a pact and the hourglass, we made a pact and the hourglass can take what it wants. And the impression the hourglass coven is responsible for these thefts. So we want to get some leverage. Mr. Light's Weathervane staff, maybe? Mr. Witch's pocket watch, do we plan a heist? Food first. We go off to the feasting pavilion. We see all kinds of fancy things, still walkers plucking fruit, people dancing on the tables, cupcakes or fairy cakes and food everywhere. Rucka's very happy by all this food and such. We see two people doing tricks with trained kittens. Roham and some of the others watch the teens with their very well-trained kittens, and we realize these teens with these kittens were at the last carnival as well, part of the patrol. They're actually part of the nightly patrol who nearly caught us. So, they're about the same our same age then too. Their parents left the carnival a while ago, about 3 years ago, to go back to the Fae realm, but they made their own pact and stayed on, their own agreement and stayed on. Blarica asked them if they lost something. Poppet says no, but you have, and then goes to sit in a quiet corner. She knows enough that that Witch and Light are hiding something, but not one. Zelbina made a pact with the owners each time, and Papa does not know, but it turns out that the kids don't know everything. So, for example, Papa does not know that Zelbina is missing, but she does say that Zelbina normally checks in once or twice a year, but has not been seen for 4-ish years. she also knows that the witches are the enforcers for Zelbina, and anyone who enters her realm is punished by theft, with the witches taking what they want. The hags are usually around. I think that probably means the witches, but usually keep to the shadows. And they think that there might be a portal back to the land in the Hall of Illusions, Kashmir. We all want to participate in the fairy cake eating, so we go over there. First Snarklig, then Rohan goes down, and Vraka wins after eating 32 fairy cakes. What he wins as a prize is a cupcake with an invisibility potion. Passing by the Dragonfly ride, we see Triumph and Red hanging out together. We've seen them hanging out together before, so think they must be friends. We talk to them. They like Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, and being at the and like being at the carnival. They say that that they need Mr. Witch's watch to run the carnival. So probably stealing them is not a good idea. We decide to ride the dragonflies. Valerica does a fancy aileron. Is that how it's pronounced? Roll.
Aileron.
Rohan aileron. Thank you. And Rohan tries to stand up and decides to pass on that. We say hi to the Splicer Beast on the way around. Who's watching more kids. We give a button to the monkey at the Calliope. And onward to the Hall of Illusions. It's closed and barred, but it's a tent, so we sneak under the tent flap. And so, oops, sorry. Lost my place. Inside, we see Yola on the top of the mirror. It's like a creature, like Gollum, Yoda, whatever. When he knows he is spotted, he dives into the mirror. We can see him running inside the mirror and disappearing. The mirror is solid to us, though. We're running. Is that the portal? We mark it with whatever we have on hand. We also see a broken mirror. We don't know Jerome Burkett, so we're puzzled about this broken mirror. I wonder if it's connected. So, detect magic shows that all of the mirrors have distorting vision magic, but not portal magic. Was the magic to portal in the creature, not in the mirror? We couldn't find any other clues. We have explored and questioned all we could. What is the next step? We want to stay in the carnival and get our stuff and other stuff back from the hags. Mr. Witch and Mr. Light need to allow us to stay. After blackmail and forced work least postponed, persuasion seemed to be our best bet. We have some high charisma people, and let's see if that works. Can persuade Witch and Light that we are on their side. Let's see now. With Mr. Witch and Witch, where can point us in the right direction and let us go deal with the problems without breaking their pact to the hags. If that fails, we can cast Charm Person to make them listen to us. Valeric has the spell. Rohan has the single-use glasses with the spell. So, this week, I guess we are going to talk to the owners. Are we going to persuade them on our own, or are we going to go directly to Charm Person? What do you people think? Ah, yes, there's the creature.
Ugh. My precious.
Yes.
He kind of looks like Gollum.
Mm-hmm.
It does. Is that hair hanging down? Are those ears sticking out? It's a very interesting creature.
Well, I have neither charm person nor do I have charisma.
Okay. So
And we're
what
so
shall
let
be
me
our
let me let
plan?
me just step back here because I know you just read that, but I've already read that, so I want to make sure I understand what's
Uh-huh.
going on here. We need to convince Witch and Light to help us, and that we're on the same side. And the same side as in the same side for figuring out what the heck's going on with all these missing people slash missing things slash missing whatever, right?
Right. That's my best
Okay.
understanding. How does everybody else feel about that?
Yeah, so everybody in the carnival also thinks that Witch and Mr. Light know something else that they aren't telling anybody. Brim, what is
Gotcha.
your charisma?
My charisma is I thought it was like that was pretty low actually. Yeah. Oh, I guess I do have a 16. I'm sorry. I thought it was a 12 or a 10. Shoot, I guess I am a charismatic young uh, dwarf.
Well, of course, dwarf and all that.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, compared to anybody else have high charisma? We've got not Valerica,
I've got a
Okay.
Hald,
10.
not Hald.
I've got
I guess I am the charismatic one of the group.
I've got 14 for charisma.
14, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, I wasn't there last week, so I wasn't. I was out in the back, just puffing up a storm, apparently, getting my nicotine high on.
Nicotine, eh?
We'll go with that.
Pipe weed.
Okay.
So, I'm not going to go with any other type of smokable things. We'll stay straight with nicotine. So, yeah, just I want to make sure I'm clear on what the objective here is before, if I'm going to be the one to approach the Witch and Light. I was accurate in my statement earlier, I assume.
Yes, we want them to accept us as part of. We want. Excuse me, my brain and my mouth are out of sync. We want them to be convinced that we are on the same team. In terms of like on site at the carnival. We want them to tell
Oh,
whatever they
okay.
don't know
First of all, we're just guests. We're not employees,
yet.
so we are not on the same team. We are on the team of. We are, essentially paying customers of the
Is it our
carnival.
goal to join the carnival?
Yeah, is that our
Always
goal?
follow them around?
Are we hanger honors?
Do we need a sales pitch?
You
Are we
need to figure out
trying to
what
join
Witch
the
and Light.
carnival?
You're trying to convince Witch and Light to tell you what they know.
So
And
that's
you've
really
picked up a
what
lot
we
of
don't really
pieces
want to
of
be
that.
part of. We're not trying to be part of the carnival per se. We're just trying to get our missing things back, and along the way, hopefully help other people find their missing things as well.
Right. Yeah, and I believe it was 2 weeks ago the unicorns told you that your stuff was in Prismere.
Yes.
Yes, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. And then Poppet and Widget told you a little bit about Prismere, but not much. But they reiterated that Witch and Light know more than they're letting on. Burley the Bugbear also
Gotcha.
said that Witch and Light knew more than what they were letting on. Kettle Steam has
What
been
leverage
trying.
do we have on Witch and Light to actually persuade them to give us more information?
You know that Light is scared. That if anything comes to the surface, if they are found out, something might happen to the carnival.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Makes sense. Hmm. So
I
he's
can
scared that
pull that quote up for you.
he's
Hold
a
on.
he's gonna get found out. Him and his partner are gonna get found out about their apparent pact with something or some entity that is robbing the employees of things that they love.
Yes. So,
Not just employees.
Kettle
Not just
Steam let you
employees, but
know. Kettle Steam let you know. Like parroted a conversation with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. Mr. Light said, "Someone's going to find out about this. They'll shut us down." And then Mr. Witch said, "We agreed to this pact. Our hands were tied, but our eyes were open. We let the Hourglass Coven take what it wants, and in return, we stay in business. That is what you want,
it's
right?"
the hags. That's right, the
Mhm.
hags.
Oh, it's always
Now
the
I remember the
hags.
storyline. It's fucking hags, man. You can't trust them. I mean, literally, if you do, you're probably gonna die. They'll
Or be
take your
turned into a
soul,
horsewoman.
or be turned into a mouse or
Or
a
a hex
frog.
you know?
All right. Well, okay. So we know they're in cahoots with the hags. We kind of, at least we think we know that. Anybody have anything else they want to think about how we can approach them?
We can approach them genuinely, like we want to help them solve their problem, or we could just bluff that we'll tell everybody what we know.
Right.
Like,
Valerica, what do you think?
we're all pretty young, though. I don't know how much they'd really trust us as like independent contractors to like solve their problem. But
Yeah, I'm not really going to go in with that one, but I think maybe,
maybe we just want to get to the bottom of it as much as they do.
yeah, I can maybe just take in suggestions from everybody. Is Valerica still around? Is she gone?
Hopefully not.
Is she trying close still? Okay, well, I guess we'll go with the
I mean,
angle of we heard some rumors that you guys are in cahoots with a couple of hags. Maybe maybe we don't go with that route. That's probably not where we want to go with this. I think we go with we've been hearing a lot of people who are missing a lot of things, loved ones, things of extreme importance to them. We have obviously lost things as well. We're trying to find out what's going on. We have a feeling that this might have something to do with the supernatural, but we could really use your help with this. It's very important for us to recover our lost items, and we would really like to help the people of this carnival maybe find some peace with some of the things that they've lost as well. Maybe we go with that approach.
I'll be right back.
Cena. So we've heard about these things. We would like to work with you on it and solve
Not like
these problems
independent
for us.
contractors or anything, but you know what I'm saying, just like as a, hey,
Uh-huh.
well,
Yeah.
help us to
One,
help you.
one of
Also
I
different.
think one of our sales advantages is that our very improbability. It's like, I don't know what these bunch of kids are. At least implausible deniability, if not plausible deniability. They can give us the information we have, and we can do the most we can to undo what is being done. And if everything goes down the tubes, they can say like, I have no idea what these people are doing here.
Yes. Or something of that nature.
So I have a charisma of 14 and glasses that can cast charm person once. Do we each try to charm one of the other persons, or should I give you the glasses to maximize your ability at casting charm person on one or the other?
I mean, the thing about charm person is that I just don't know if that's a good move. They could not be affected by it. They could, I don't know, realize that we're trying to cast magical spells on them.
I confirmed
take
that they could be
some-
affected by it last week.
Well, okay, but they could still figure out that we're casting spells on them, and that might piss them off. I don't know if we need to go down that route. We can try just straight
Well,
charisma roll first.
Yeah, that going off the charm person spell, they will know that we charm them once it wears off.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's why I'm
as long as we're
asking the
ready to
questions up
skedaddle
front.
after that.
But the spell lasts 1d8 days.
Okay, well, good enough then. Just don't roll terribly. I mean, it seems like some of us have high charisma, so may as well just try talking to them without
And we
charming
maybe
them.
try an assist. Does that work in this game style?
Yeah, I kind of assumed that you would all be going at it.
Okay. Okay. Well. All right. Let's do it.
Are we going to be trying to persuade one or the other, or both? I mean,
I think we try to persuade them both. I mean, we're going to see them both probably at the same time.
Yeah,
It depends on who we run into, right? If we run into both of them, we're going to try to persuade them both. If we run into one of them, we'll try to persuade the one to help us,
Yes.
or to at least not hinder us.
okay.
So, yeah, we'll start with that. We'll go back to well, first of all, can we even find him?
Good question. I was wondering that myself.
You
let's
know
see
where
now.
Burley hangs out. So you can head over to Burley, and he will let you know that Mr.
How do
Witch
we
and
tell
Mr.
what time
Light.
it is?
It is 11 o'clock, I believe.
I mean, how do we tell that?
There should be, let's see here. What the hell is it?
Yeah, on the
if you
splash
go
page
under
in the top left, there's like an hourglass, I guess.
Okay, splash page, hourglass. Okay. Splash page.
So also,
there's like
simple calendar. If you go under the journal notes, which is like the little flag on the left side,
Okay.
and simple calendar says SC there, and you should be able to click that and open it up. And if it's too big, you can make it small by double clicking on the bar.
I'll mess around with this.
It should automatically pop up for each of you, but I can go back and log in for each of you and check. And some window you can drag around.
I will mess around with it. I'll mess around with it for a while. It just maybe my brain is not fully engaged.
Yeah.
Too many drugs.
All right, so Burley will tell you they are in the big top getting ready for the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch.
Makes sense. Okay. So we'll run into them there.
All right, so you go
If
in
they're not too
and
busy.
Mr. Light is kind of prancing around, doing maybe like a little dance, trying to get everybody who's in the area working in a good mood. And some of them like will react positively when he walks by. Very few of them react negatively when he walks by. Whereas Mr. Witch is kind of barking orders from the center. Put that up higher. Get that over there. Make sure the animals come out this way. That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Just busy. Directing traffic.
yeah. And Burley will go in.
He's
with
not the
you,
guy we want to talk to.
so you aren't stopped by anybody.
Okay. All right, we go in, and we it's not Mr. Okay, which one was directing traffic?
Mr.
Witch?
Mr. Witch is the one telling people what to do. Mr.
Okay.
Light is the one dancing around.
Mr. Light then. We'll approach him.
Okay. He says, our wonderful troupe of performers. Hello again. What is it I can help you with?
That's when we'll get into our kind of spiel that we just discussed. Basically, it looks like you're having a great time. I'm so glad this carnival is going so well. We still are looking for, unfortunately, and yet to find some of the things that we've lost in the past. And as we searched, we continue to run into more and more people who've also lost things, and it's a bit concerning. We'd love to. We really want to find where our stuff is. We've heard some rumors, but we would love to help help your people out as well. If we could maybe get a little bit more information on maybe what we're going to be kind of facing, or what, if you knew anything else. It's kind of been a challenge to get any real details.
So as you're talking, his seemingly permanent smile starts to break, and like a look of panic pops up in his eyes, and he is like slowly leaning back from you as you're talking.
Are you all right?
I don't understand what you mean. Maybe Mr. Witch, maybe he can settle this for you guys. And he kind of twists away and
no problem.
Grabs Mr. Witch by his shoulder, spins him your direction, and pushes you forward.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we repeat the same thing to Mr. Witch.
And
kind of,
Mr. Light is like standing behind Mr. Witch, like, and he's a little bit taller than Mr. Witch, so he's kind of bending down a little bit, like whispering in his ear as you're talking. And Mr. Witch kind of like shushes him away, and he says, "What is it? What is it that you think you know?"
I'll leave that to my esteemed colleague.
Which colleague are you speaking of?
You.
Okay. We love your we love your carnival. We would like to help. We have things that we lost and would like to retrieve, and have an idea that we can help each other by helping us find our lost things. We can help your carnival grow and prosper, and become a little bit more free and flexible.
He says, "I believe I told you that I knew nothing of your lost things."
You did say that. But things have been rumors have been stated, and things have been said, and we things that are just out of the ordinary have been going on, and we're more than willing to kind of help figure some of these things out, but we just need a place to start. We just need some help.
And
we
he
were hoping
seems
that
to
you could
be
assist us.
he seems to be unfocused on you and something going on behind you. And as you turn around to look, you see that the people you've talked to, the friends that you've made here at the carnival, are all kind of standing in a semicircle behind you guys. And Mr. Witch says, I see. Well, there isn't much I can tell you, more than you probably already know. The agreement we entered into with Zilbina when we took over this carnival route was that she would take care of any trouble in the carnival for us. And she employed a group of hags to do that for her, a group of witches, a coven of witches.
I see. Well, that doesn't sound like a good thing. What do these covenant witches want?
Oh, I have no contact with the witches. They send their minions.
Oh, they're minions.
And like Mr.
How
Light
did the
is like
minions-
visibly panicking right now.
And where do we find these minions, or where, God forbid, where these witches are at? I mean, where can we? It seems as though that they may be the source of the evil that's been going on.
Let's not say evil. We just know that there's some kind of...
Not that we have any clue, what to do with the coven of witches, but perhaps it would be helpful, at least a starting place, to find our missing things and places to how to at least to get to them. Maybe there's things we can learn and bring back and get assistance.
Mr. Witch says, you may think you have it all figured out.
Oh, but we don't.
Oh, no.
Indeed, you don't.
What we know is that we don't know. Is there someone we can go to educate us?
I think these are lessons that you may have to learn on your own. I can find you a way to Prismere.
Where would...
But I wouldn't be able to assist you there.
We were not expecting assistance. You have your carnival to run and protect, and we respect that and admire your carnival. We were just thinking that we needed to do something, accomplish something on our own, and might be able to assist you somewhere along the way as well. We want your carnival to stay thriving and strong.
He says, I hope that there is something you can do, but I fear that there is nothing.
So what do we know, guys? What do we know? We know that there's a trio of witches, a coven of witches that have a pact with these two carnival operators. That this pact includes nefarious acts of theft and kidnapping.
What we know is that they needed to enter into a pact to have the carnival carnival exist. They entered in the pact, and found
The
that
pact was
possibly
entered into with
interpretation.
Zilbina.
Yeah,
Not
with
the witches.
Zilbina, not
Zilbina.
specifically, but this just happens to be a carryover from that particular contract that was made.
Correct.
So they themselves did not create the pact. It was existing, which is why we lost our stuff long before Witch and Light took the carnival over.
Correct.
So if we're gonna find where this stuff is at, we got to go to where these witches are, or at least their domain.
Is there
So
anywhere
do we know how to
can
get?
learn
Do we know
anything more
about the domain? We learned some stuff from the unicorn about their domain. I think I wrote it
That's
down.
not
I think
mentioned
Richard
necessarily.
mentioned it.
Yeah, it's in
You
the
mentioned
notes.
it earlier as well, but it had to do with
So
Zabrina of Prismir is frozen in time. I'm guessing Zybina is the basically the lead, the deity of that domain, or the Prismir
the
is the
lead of
domain
that
we have to go
domain
to.
Correct.
is
Yeah,
one's
she's the
Prismir.
Fae
She
of
is
that domain.
she has been frozen in time, and the hags who she hired to be security are making
Turned
their
against
own
her.
choices about what to do.
Turned against her.
You-
Turned against her and decided that we could run this place better than you can. So we got to go to Prismir.
So I mean, for all we know, the witches have been known to the hags have been known to hang in the shadow. For all we know, they could be hanging out in the shadows, listening to us as we speak.
Ah, the hags wouldn't be here. They'd send their minions, but they wouldn't be here. They're probably in Prismir. And we don't really want to face the hags anyway. We probably just want to figure out a way to unfreeze Zybina. And obviously, we're very low level. We're level 1. I mean, we obviously couldn't do this ourselves, but maybe we could meet some allies along the way that can help.
Is there any other place we can learn more about the ways of beyond the carnival and Pasmir or anything like that?
Or how do we get to? The ultimate question is, how do we get to Prismir?
Mr.
really
Witch said that he could help us, but we would be on our own after that. So I'm trying to figure out how we could be most prepped before we go there.
Okay.
Mr. Witch
That's
says
all I really need is
I can get you there, but I don't know of anybody who knows of the goings on there who's not there.
well, there's plenty
Mhm.
of Fae in this carnival. Maybe they know something more.
Well, I mean, they have had their
I'll-
opportunity,
I will-
but all
I
of them
will
have
turn.
volunteered.
I will turn around and see all of these people who have gathered around and ask them if they know anything about this land, this land of Fae.
Mr. Witch says there's
Or
no
would
time for this
we help?
now. We have a show to run. We can talk about this more after the monarch is crowned.
So we are going to be
And he,
able
like-
to stay with the carnival after this.
Well, it's not over yet. Remember,
He says,
they're going to crown the
I
monarch. but
thought
there's
you were
still time
going to
after that.
Prismir.
Well, we are,
That
but we may need
that
some
is
help.
just checking. Just checking. Yes. Okay. Is there anything we can do with the help crowning of the monarch?
He says no. No. We've got this
Okay.
covered.
And we shall.
And he
we
claps his
we
hand
shall
because
be
now
part of the.
the whole tent is like focused on this conversation. He claps his hands together and he says, "Come on, we got a show to run, people!" And everybody kind of gets back to work. And the friends that had gathered kind of disperse, all except for Poppet and Widget. And they come to you and say that what they know of Prismir is from long ago, probably before the hags did whatever they did to Zilbina. So any information I have would probably be useless to you, because the hags have transformed the realm into their own.
It might be useful just to know how things were. Any little bit of information could be useful.
Well, you'll want to get to the Palace of Heart's Desire. That's where Zilbina will probably be. I'm sure that if the hags aren't there themselves, they have some creature in employ that can defend the palace from intruders. Maybe confronting the hags and trying to get your stuff back might be a way. You all seem pretty charismatic. You handled that back there very well.
Okay.
There is a bar or a tavern called the Wildwood Bar, where people would gather. That may be a place for you to check out and see if you can gain information there.
The Wildwood Bar.
Let's do it.
Let's watch.
But we have to,
watch. Let us watch the crowning first.
of course.
Papa will also tell you that there are rules of conduct in Prismere. And she doesn't know if these things continue to exist, but it is still Zilbina's domain, so they may still be in existence. There's the rule of hospitality. So when anybody, a friend, enemy, or stranger enters your home, you're expected to be gracious and accommodating to them. The rule of ownership: you must not steal from an enemy, a friend, or a stranger. To take something that doesn't belong to you without rightful owner's permission is a crime and an unforgivable breach of etiquette. And the rule of reciprocity: when a friend, an enemy, or a stranger offers you a gift, you're obliged to accept it and offer something of comparable value, be it a gift or a service, in return. And the reciprocation does not have to happen immediately.
Okay.
Okay.
So standard stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We lost you.
Me?
I heard a lot
Tom, we're losing you.
of it. It's Lisa.
Or is it you?
It's me.
Rich, you're coming through clear.
All right.
Maybe it was. Is it my internet connection?
I think so, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay.
I'll be back in a sec. I'm gonna hit the restroom.
Yeah, I'm going to take advantage of that too.
Okay.
Pulling pretty good download speeds. Well, maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's odd. I upgraded my internet and now I have worse internet. Go figure.
Yes. Yeah. They don't know much about it. Yeah. They have their own games, and I don't know. Every time I try to change my internet, there's a whole spiral of things they want me to do. That's always seem to add a little bit of extra cost.
I guess Valerica did actually just drop completely.
Well, she said she could
Oh.
only be here for 2 hours.
I don't think we haven't hit 2 hours yet.
Yeah, something may have happened. Why is this not? Is this saving or not?
Boop, 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 boop. Do, 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 do.
Laptops are definitely not designed to be used with your stomach as a table.
Correct. They're not. You don't have a table or a desk to put them on?
I need to keep my my knee elevated above, preferably my head and definitely my heart. So I'm on the couch with my knee propped up high. Oh, you weren't here last
Gotcha.
week. Did you hear I had knee replacement surgery last Tuesday?
You talked about it.
Okay.
Not
Yeah, I'm just,
last.
so I am having to stay in particular positions and slightly doped up. So
Yeah, Valerie
Gotcha.
said that she was fading in and out, so she just dropped.
Oh.
She said something in
well,
Foundry chat.
hopefully we'll have it back now.
Okay.
Well, hopefully we'll get her back. Eggs and bacon sounds like he's going to be gone on a regular basis.
Yeah, he
So.
said he couldn't.
That
he's got something else.
Saturdays
going on.
are tough. Saturday nights can be tough for people. Even my wife is like, ooh.
I was gonna say, some people have like things to do on a Saturday night. Unlike some people, this is the most fun thing available. This is
I have gaming
this is
to
my
do
fun
on
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was really funny because I had various visitors drop by me in the last couple of days, many of which who are women my age or older, and trying to explain gaming that's not Dungeons and Dragons and gaming online and gaming with people from different areas or countries was always, some people caught on to that faster than others. So and it'd be funny if I wound up recruiting one of their kids. So
it's just it's what some people do with their free time.
Mm-hmm.
Some people go out and some people go drink, and some people
hey, I'm drinking. I got my electrolyte right here.
Right.
Yeah, like there's. I feel like there are many, many worse choices I could be making. So.
Yes.
Yeah. But I tend to be not walking the same beat as a lot of people. At least a lot of people my age. Okay, so we have at least a plan. I see some fine artwork in the background, Rich. So I still have artwork from my kids in the background.
Oh,
the ones
yeah,
that are I mean, I have still artwork from my kids in the background that are about that when they're about that age, and now they're now 27 and 30. So they'd probably be embarrassed to know I still had it up, but oh well.
Funny. Yeah, my kid is quite the little artist.
Nice.
I'm always surprised
that is great.
at what he ends up drawing. And he drew a Spinosaurus
so
for me for Father's Day or something. I don't remember.
Uh-huh.
Because the Spinosaurus is my favorite dinosaur.
Oh, that's one. That is a wonderful present.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
How's your son doing anyway?
Good. They're all doing good.
I haven't seen him Haven't seen him in forever.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen your youngest
Seems-
pass through, and that is all I know. So, yes. Okay, so I'm back. I think it's just the three of us and you.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So it is time for the choosing of the
Yes.
master.
I mean, we're not the ones doing that, but yeah.
Correct.
I
Well,
sort of think like we should attend it.
you
Well, we
guys
can
are
attend
going.
it, yeah.
Yeah, I think that you guys should choose. It's going to be one of you guys because you all help to raise the happiness level of the carnival, so you guys can pick who it's going to be.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Whichever one of you think that helped to raise the carnival the most.
All right. Okay. Who are you choosing from?
The party.
I mean, Valerica is one of the options, even if she's not here.
Oh, I see what you're saying. We're gonna choose amongst our own party members of who's gonna be the monarch. Is what you're saying.
Correct. Yes. Sorry.
Gotcha. Okay, understood. Okay. Sure. Whatever you guys want. I'm down.
We could always leave it to a
Um,
dice roll.
Yes. It's always the best dice rolls. Sure. Who wants to roll for Valerica?
Well, I mean, I'm just looking in order of the guilty pleasures. There's Valerica, me, Trevor, and Tom.
All right.
So we
Who wants to roll for Valerica?
I'll roll for
What if we
Valerica.
could just roll a four-sided? Okay, and okay. And what side is
We're
which
just-
side dice?
We're gonna roll a d20, of course. This is close
I
enough to
know.
D&D to, you know. Oh, not a
Not
good roll,
Valerica.
Valerica.
I am-
Lisa.
Sorry, I'm just getting into the right D20 roll.
Woo! Kicking butt, Trevor.
Which one's the D20?
Why do you think you beat me?
We obviously need more combat, so we know where all the dices are.
Mm-hmm.
I almost
Okay.
Trevor, it is.
Yeah, Trevor, it
You have
is.
brought the. You have raised the what's the term? What's the phrase you use, Rich?
Raise the bar? No.
Sure.
Oh, raise the
Right. No, it was something else.
the happiness of the carnival.
Happiness. Who else was on this? Who else is on the squad that we don't? Oh, there's Will. We missed Will
Mm-hmm.
Hell, we'll roll. Or,
because Will was here last week too, right? It's just his first
Indeed,
week
yeah.
he's missed.
so when
I think
should
so,
I go
yeah.
for Will or shall I roll for Will?
Oh, still. Sorry, Will. It's my fault.
He did not make the will save.
Ha ha ha. Okay, so there we go.
So you must have brought some really good tobacco. Oh no, that's you. Hull is gambling. Okay. Of course you win and with your guilty pleasure being gambling. Of course.
Yeah,
Makes perfect sense.
know how to risk it.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Know when to hold? When
you guys have some good rain, by the way, today.
we have some moisture, but that was it.
Yeah, there's a little bit in the
I was in
morning
pretty much-
Monterey.
on the
Mhm.
east side of town. Not the east, the north side of town.
I could see wet outside my door, but I'm kind of housebound at this point, so I could look outside and see it.
I was in Monterey today. Not Monterey. I was
Oh,
in
nice.
Laguna Seca specifically, and it was
Oh,
absolutely chilly and rainy and windy. Oh my gosh, it was bad.
oh wow, yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
That I mean, I Laguna Seca, and I think hot and dusty, and hot, windy, and dusty.
Yes, that's typical for Laguna Seca, even in October. Not even October yet,
Mhm.
so it was pretty nasty. It was normally pretty nasty, but today it was like full on winter. Absolutely disgusting weather.
Bummer.
And I love
Bummer.
rain too. I love rain too.
Well, I hope you had a good time anyway.
It was good. It was good.
Good.
My buddy we were trying to ride our bikes, but his son and his two friends, they took all the bikes, and so we didn't have a chance. So all we had to do then is just drink beer and buy souvenirs.
So definitely not a total loss.
Not a total loss.
Okay.
Not a total loss, no.
Okay. So it is. We have Hald as our winner, and we are going to go attend the crowning.
Yeah, so it's there's a big fanfare, music. There are small acts going in the two rings of the big top. Duragron, the displacer beast, escorts Mr. Witch into the big top. Candlefoot escorts Mr. Light. And Mr. Light gives a speech about how important it is for everybody to for the carnival to carry happiness, and the carnival doesn't bring the happiness. The people who visit the carnival bring the happiness. He says it's been a wonderful evening and many people have brought great happiness. And he waves his weather vane wand in the air and he says, the Witchlight vane has determined that the happiness here has exceeded anything that we've had this year, and it will now select the Witchlight Monarch. And he holds the wand out, and eventually it centers on you, Hald.
And the crowd goes crazy.
And the crowd goes wild.
Everybody claps. They give you a ceremonial crown. People are throwing flowers and popcorn. And everybody is very excited. Mr. Light says, is there anything you wish to say before we conclude this?
It's all about family. Go and have fun, everybody. You deserve it.
And Mr. Witch kind of gives a small nod to you after you keep your mouth shut. And the crowd disperses. And the crown disappears from your head.
Long live the king.
Okay.
So
now we got to.
All right, so you gained the charm of the monarch.
Ooh, charm of the monarch. Does it look like a butterfly?
No, it is a magical charm.
Oh, I hope you got your charm on.
Yeah, I'll pin it to my lapel or appropriate place.
No, it's like a charm person.
Oh, well, never mind then.
There you go. You can sprout a pair of beautiful butterfly wings, and as long as you have the wings, you can fly. And gain a
Ooh.
bonus on all charisma-based ability checks. It's a +2 bonus. +2 bonus.
That sounds like fun.
After you use
Sweet.
it, it vanishes for.
So it's a single-use item.
Exactly, yeah.
How long does it last for?
One scene.
Oh, cool. Okay.
All right, so after everybody kind of disperses, Mr. Witch comes up to you and he says, we will begin packing up. We will not leave until you return. Or he says, we will leave promptly at 4 a.m. If you do not return by then, we will leave without you. So go and gather what you need for your journey.
Okay. What do we need?
I don't know. If
Does
you
the
guys...
time pass in?
Oh, yes. It will be, it's midnight now. So you've got like 4 hours to do stuff.
Does the time pass the same in Passamere as it does here?
We don't know.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Are there any kind of things that the hags are particularly fond of that there are things of reciprocity and ownership? Are there things that we can offer them as in reciprocation or in hospitality?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking Mr. Witch.
Oh, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light have left.
Mr. Witch.
They don't, but they've never met the witches anyway.
The hags.
Again, the hags. They haven't met the hags though. Remember that. They simply
how
took.
about
They simply took
Poppet
over
and
the.
Poppet and
Widget? No, they don't
Widget.
know either.
We're
is
not
there
going
a
to find
pattern
anybody who knows anything about the hags.
Is
Yeah,
there a
they don't
pattern
know anybody
about
who's
things that were?
them. No,
Are there any patterns amongst the things stolen?
no patterns.
Well,
Again, I think we need to focus.
There
on
is a
how to
pattern.
wake-
It's a cherished thing that is stolen.
Yeah. It's something important. It's never something unimportant.
Let's see if we can collect things from people, or from, let's see if we can collect some things.
Okay. What do you want to collect? What kind of things are you thinking about?
Pretty things that are valuable in some way. I'm a thief. I may have filched some things that are not necessarily from the carnival, but have some things and I don't list that are not necessarily in my stash, but I might have like a pretty ring or necklace or brooch or something.
Okay.
I would also want to collect some kind of non-perishable food, because when I think of acts of hospitality, I'm thinking about offering food and drink. I'm just kind of going along sort of conventional
Mhm. Hospitality.
general rules of hospitality.
Mhm.
So, something. Well, I guess it's only 4 hours, so it'll probably last. But yeah, I'm gonna look for some food that we could travel with. I'm going to see if we have any pretty slash valuable. I mean, these are not going to be precious things that we're asking people to give up. But just things like that. Um, what kind of general kind of equipment do I have? I mean, what kind of things are available to us, really?
Anything from the core book. I mean, it's midnight, but I will, like, you can go back to your house and gather whatever you would need.
Yeah, I think
And you
Halt's
can
pretty
just buy
practical.
gear.
Yeah, like he's a ranger, so he knows how to spend time in the outdoors. He probably has like his little overnight camping kit, his little scouts ranger survival kit
Right.
quotations. Also, he's got to write a note to his mom. He's like, "I'm gonna be gone for a while. I don't know. I'll be back."
Yeah, Uraham does not really have a family to report back to. At least nothing he can remember. They can remember.
Who does Roham stay
Um,
with?
um, they are now adult. They probably have, they may be couch surfing. They have a tent they can set up in the woods sometimes. They don't really make enough to say rent an apartment on their own.
Mhm.
So instead of catch as catch can, sometimes they do some local work in exchange for a place to stay for a while. So they probably have, a backpack stashed away there with the things they want to keep track of, but they don't have a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they've picked up. They probably have a stash of some really good home baked goods, for example. So, I'm thinking in terms of that. So,
Yeah, I think this
you
might
know, how
actually
much?
be a good place to end right before you guys go.
Okay.
So shopping can be a over the week thing,
Yes.
and
I can't guarantee I'll contribute anything over the week. So for
well, yeah,
shopping, I guess the only thing I can say would be what we might want to focus on is things that would be helpful in the Fey. This is going to be a Fey world that we're going to, I assume, correct?
right.
So does our Fey brethren in this carnival have any suggestions? Like, for example, if we went to the lost and found person, is anybody? We've met some Fey here. Is anyone that we've met from in this carnival from this land?
Nobody's from Prismere now,
Gotcha.
but there are Fae
So,
here.
but there are Fae, and so I want to
Yes.
ask a Fae, like, hey, what we're gonna go to this land of Fae. We've never been to a Fae land before. What should, or maybe even better, what shouldn't we bring
Good
in your
idea.
mind?
That's a good question. Is there something specific you have in mind? Like from fairy
No, it's just like
tales or
I've heard
stories or
rumors about
anything?
like you can't bring you can't, like, Fae are allergic to iron, for example. Like it will kill
Right. So you
them.
may or may not want to bring iron.
Yeah,
Depending if you
exactly,
want to
right?
kill
So
Fae or not.
there's gonna be, I mean, there's evil Fae, obviously. There's evil people.
Right.
What do we got to watch out for? I mean, is there like, don't eat the food or else you'll be trapped? I mean, there's all sorts of things that can be deadly in the Fae world that we wouldn't necessarily think about
And
You know,
finding that
and
murder would be half the fun.
right. Well, we don't.
I-
We don't end up dead our first hour there either.
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head that they would be willing to give you, or be able to give you, like suggestions they'd be able to give you. But we can assume that they gave you some suggestions,
Hmm.
and if those things come up, then we can say, "Oh, you were told about this though by, one of the
Gotcha.
carnies."
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay,
Well, I just was thinking about it. Is all.
that's a good question.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I will.
All right.
Come up with a couple things over the week. That'll be
Like the
my
do's
thing.
and don'ts, like the do's and don'ts of Fey World stuff. Kind of, sort of.
Yeah. Generally, they'll say like politeness, chivalry kind of things. But the Fae are. The non-Fae people will tell you that the Fae are fickle creatures and they don't think like mortals. So, what might be polite to you may be rude to a Fae. What might seem like common sense to you would be the opposite to a Fae. The things
Okay.
that Faes want are generally different from human wants. They care less about like valuable things and care more about sentimental things. Not even sentimental things. I don't know, like things they appreciate, baubles that they appreciate would be different than them wanting. They don't want gold and silver. Political power would be something important to them. Being able to like one up each other is very important.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. So play off their egos.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So all of the standard tropes that we've heard before, they're all
Definitely, yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Okay. Fickle, vain, sexual, but also can be cursed with bursts of angers that come out of nowhere, like almost like they're, what's the term, that psycho, not it's when someone's hot and cold.
Bipolar?
Bipolar, almost. Yes, bipolar. That's the one I'm thinking of. Like they can
More
be very
extreme
bipolar.
version of that, yeah. Like a
Okay, so you go back
That
and
could be
read the
pretty
Iron.
extreme.
Go back and read the Iron Druid series this week.
Yeah, who knows? Are we going to be treating with the Seelie or the Unseelie? We'll find out.
both probably.
Right.
They
Right.
tend to hang around
Just
each
kind of-
other.
Okay. All right. Well, so nothing. Maybe do bring some iron, but conceal it. For example.
Right.
Don't let them know that you have it.
Shield. Well, I mean, who knows how they know if they know, but we might want to have it at least shielded for their protection. So.
Or maybe stashed in a
So,
backpack
yes.
and not carried on your belt.
Right,
Yes.
like wrapped up in a protective bag rather than ready to wield instantly.
It's going to have a bag of horseshoes.
Well, it's a classic. That's a classic carnival game.
Iron
Yeah.
railroad spikes.
Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
Okay. Hopefully more connections are being made. Well, gosh, it was this interesting and will lead to another interesting time. I have a
This is
little
where
bit of notes.
I think I think this is where the real adventure begins.
You know,
If I was to imagine.
Yeah. I mean,
We
a
have
lot of
been
this was set
building.
up. Yeah, unfortunately, the carnival fun ends here. That's all serious Fae business from here on out.
Yes.
You know, we've had our fun. Now we move on to the rest of the stuff. So, you know,
Okay, so we lost
good
eggs
too.
and bacon. Lisa, what is your class
Mhm.
again?
A thief.
A thief. And Trevor?
Yes.
Ranger.
Oh, perfect. So we have like a full party basically. Still.
Yeah.
And what's Will? Will's a
Wizard.
bard? Wizard.
Yeah, wizard.
2 wizards, a cleric, a thief, and a ranger.
And Valerica is a wizard too.
Wizard as well, yeah.
Yes.
One of the 2 wizards. Okay.
An unspoken, sloppy writing wizard.
Yes.
I don't think he could be.
Remember, they lost their voice in their handwriting.
That's true. Yes.
They lost their voice. They bargained away their handwriting. So, I mean, you can use gestures and things like that, but they can't. And you can learn things somatically as well, but they're not going to be reading things, writing things down. They might be able to sketch. I feel like sigils and things like that are different than actual writing. It's more like art rather than drafting. So, it must be some very powerful gestures.
Yeah. Maybe they're like loose from our Owl House. They just like draw runes on things.
Could be. Could be.
Or Magicians. Anybody
be.
watch that? Magicians is
No,
great.
I didn't watch that.
They did
When was
like
that
crazy finger like motions.
Like ninjutsu.
No, just their fingers. It was
Okay.
There's this
Oh,
weird like
interesting.
finger dancing trend that happened, and when they were filming it, they hired a couple of finger dancing professionals to help them like train their fingers to do weird stuff. Looks pretty cool. And Magicians is excellent. The books, of course, are better, but the series was pretty amazing.
I saw it on Netflix. I never watched it though.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really worth it, I think. It's like
Cool.
it's like Harry Potter, except it's college and there's sex and drugs.
Nice.
Rock
And
and roll.
not like gratuitous, but just like
Woven
yes,
in.
there is a musical episode.
And it's called Wizards?
Yeah.
Magicians.
Interesting.
Magicians.
Magicians.
Yeah, the Magicians.
Look up magicians. You write this down. Magicians. Okay. Interesting.
And hey, they go into a fairy world.
Is it? Did you say it was on Netflix or something else?
I think it's on Netflix.
You should think on Netflix.
I think so, yeah.
Yes, I think so. I think I've seen a few episodes. I don't know if I was totally into it, but yeah, I tried.
It was on Sci-Fi.
It's probably one of those things where you have to watch a few.
My housemate says that it's good. So.
There you go.
Okay. Well, thanks, Rich.
Well, thanks, Rich.
Yeah, had fun.
Shall look forward to
Thanks, guys.
next week too.
Yes.
Take care.
Yes, we'll
Very
be.
exciting.
Yes,
All
it
right.
shall be.
Bye
Take
bye.
care. Bye.
See y'all next week.
All right, have a good one.
Richard,
Hello. How have you been?
listening to any good podcast? I've been stressed out. I was sick and stressed out, so it's been a long week.
That's fine.
This week was better. Like the end was better than the beginning.
Being sick sucks
But,
enough when you can't go into work and have to stress on that, but having your own job or owning your own business and fucking
Yeah.
not being